What's up, virtuous marketers, virtuous business owners, virtuous entrepreneurs, the virtue of the great. All right, so it's been a few days since I jumped on an impromptu. Who missed me? Who missed me? Drop a comment in there if you missed me. Eric, what's up, buddy? Haven't seen you in a while, man. How's everything going? Um, so the one thing that I actually wanted to discuss tonight was about passive income, right? Because I can't believe, okay, so first of all, let's actually define what passive income is, because a lot of people think that passive income is, where you make money while you sleep. That seems to be everybody's definition of it is, and that's kind of silly because any business you're essentially making money while you sleep, right? I don't get paid till the end of the month. I promote ClickFunnels. My affiliate link only pays me once a month. So technically I'm getting paid when is that passive income? I don't know. I don't like to consider that passive income. What I want to consider passive income is when you don't really have to work and you still get paid anyways. That's, I think, is the best definition for passive income, if you ask me. So the reason why I just got off a live webinar. In all honesty, I haven't been having a whole bunch of attendance in my webinars. I gotta do something about that. I gotta fix it. I don't know how to get more people on those things, but I just jumped off a live right now, and I'm gonna switch to doing them Thursday nights because I think Thursdays are better. I'm gonna try that out. It's always about testing, but one thing that someone did point out to me was that the type of agency that I run is a passive income agency. And I never actually looked at it like that. I'm like, man, I should have been marketing that this whole time. I didn't realize that. Because essentially, I don't do a lot of the work. I outsource it. If you've ever read the book 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss, pick it up. It's a good book, man. I got a lot of ideas from him on how to handle agencies. So basically what I do is I know a lot of stuff through SEO, through PPC, through sales funnels, and I do a lot of that work. Yes, I do. But a lot of it, I outsource it. I have other people do it. I pay other people to do it. And then whatever they charge me, the white label agency charges me, I put the upsell on it. I mark it up and I charge my customer, my clients. Usually in addition to, right? So whatever services they offer, yes, I could do that even if I don't know how to do it. Yeah, absolutely, I can get it done. Well, I have to figure out a way to get that done, right? So I end up outsourcing it. So I started thinking to myself, because I started creating this course and I started doing the Facebook group, and I enjoy coaching and teaching a hell of a lot more than I actually enjoy the other stuff, right? Doing SEO and doing Google ads and Facebook ads. And so naturally, I started outsourcing a lot of my tasks for my clients, right? To free up more time so I could start building out my course. I mean, I was still busy, and I love being busy. I love working. It's not about being lazy. It's about avoiding work. Now that one is the true definition of passive income. Hey, Joshua, thanks for jumping in, man. The true definition for passive income, I don't think it's making money while you sleep. It's not having to do the work, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Eventually you got to do the work, right? And you got to do the work, and then you got to do the work. You got to do the work, and you do a lot of work, and you do a lot of work, and to the point where it's working for on its own. It's working for you, right? That's passive income, right? If you take all of the investors and the dividend interest and all that stuff, earning compound interest, dividends, all of that stuff, you still have to do something in the beginning. You have to learn it. You have to structure it. You have to put in the work, right? There's no form of passive income that doesn't involve upfront work, right? So that's the beauty of it, though. That was the epiphany that I had on the webinar. Someone made the comment. They're like, wow, you teach a passive agency. That's what I teach. And I'm like, mind blowing. That's exactly what I do, especially now because I've freed up so much of my time, right? So think about that for a second. How many of you out there are freelancers, right? You're doing SEO or you're running, doing ad copy for people, and it takes up a lot of your time, right? How many of you would like to put in the work and put in the work and put in the work and put in the work to eventually get to the point where you don't have to do any of the work anymore, right? That's not the luxury of the 9 to 5. That's not the luxury of the cubicle position. You don't get that. You put in the work, you put in the work, 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 and then 40 years from now, you get to do that. It's called retirement. If you were smart enough to put money away, heaven knows that half of the population, if not more, hasn't put money away, and they're all screwed because of Social Security. But we won't get into all of that. But people are pretty much old and having to work when they shouldn't. They shouldn't have to work. See what I'm saying? So think about that for a second. If you are an agency or a copywriter, just doing little freelance tasks or helping out one or two clients, wouldn't you want to get to the point where you accumulate 10 clients, 20 clients, and then you outsource the work, and then you just kind of just do a project management, right? How many hours of a day would it take to look? Seriously, I could probably look over all my accounts in one day within like an hour. Just, yep, getting done. Oh, there's a hurdle. I went out to lunch the other day with a client. You know, every so often you have to go meet a client face to face, which I don't mind. They end up buying. They always pay for the beers and the lunch anyways, which I kind of enjoy because they're usually grateful because I'm bringing them money, you know. So, but anyways, I digress. The whole point is you put in the work in the beginning, and then finally you don't have to do the work anymore. That's the goal, right? That's the American dream. That's what we're all after. Well, that's what I'm teaching. That's essentially what my course is. So maybe I got to start doing that kind of marketing instead and start teaching passive income marketing for my course. And if you haven't jumped on the live training, we're going to drop tons of links. I've got the mini course. Download the 35-step agency download that I have. I dropped the link here in the live. It's the free cheat sheet guide, 35 steps on how to build this passive income agency, how you can get other people to do the work for you, do the tasks for you, and make it possible. And now here's something that we do need to emphasize on, though, because human beings are not meant to be passive. Okay, that's something that I do have to emphasize. If you're freeing up time, I hope you're freeing up time to do something that you love, right? That's the goal, if you ask me, because we do need to be busy. We do need to work as human beings. This is something that was in Tim Ferriss's book, The 4-Hour Work Week, that he talked about. And we don't use the word in the English language, but like every other language has it. It is actually derived from the Greek language, eustress. So here's what happens within Greek. They had words like utopia and euphoria, you meaning good. Well, synonymous with stress in the English language is bad. It's all bad. Stress has only got one form. It's bad. But that's not accurate. What we're referring to in Greek is known as distress. D for dis, meaning bad stress. But there's also a word for good stress, and that's called eustress. And we don't use that. We don't even know about that here in the English language. And that's something that we should probably be teaching our kids, you know. There are good stresses out there. Think about like anytime you've ever played a sport, right? And hey, Maria, thanks for jumping in. And think about it, anytime you've ever played a sport and you want to win, right? And you're losing, but you're and you keep trying and you keep trying. You're getting so frustrated. You're like, oh, I want to keep going. That's good stress. That stress is getting you going, right? And those kind of, like even if you're outside shooting hoops, right? And you keep missing and you're just practicing and you're getting frustrated and you're just determined to do that. You're feeling a form of stress, but it's good stress. It's eustress. And there's so many aspects of that. But we synonymously think stress is bad in our culture, distress. So work stresses us out because that is distress. We're away from our families. We're away from our loved ones for the majority of our life, right? We got 3 sections of our day that we split up in 8-hour shifts. 8 hours of work, 8 hours of sleep, and then we have 8 hours of personal time. Well, guess what? We lose some of that because of the commute. We lose some of that because of other things that happen and hiccups and bad things. So our personal time that we spend with our family keeps shrinking and shrinking and shrinking, the stuff that makes us happy. So naturally, we make it synonymous with distress, right? The job. But not when you're doing something you love. Not when you're doing something that makes you happy, when you feel purpose, right? Like say you're building an agency, you're building something online with your spouse, right? You're now building something together. Yes, it's going to be stressing, but we are building something here, and it's good. It's eustress. Does that make sense? Right? It's a good stress. that it's something that drives you, something that gives you passion. So this whole passive income thing falls on, I want to be sipping margaritas on a beach, right? That's everybody's goal. I want to be sipping margaritas on a beach. That's great for a week, 2 weeks tops. Think about that. Picture that in your head. The 3-hour shifts, 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of work, 8 hours of personal time. What if you only need the 8 hours of sleep? Now you have 8 hours of personal time. And if you freed up the work and it's passive, you have 16 hours of personal time. You're going to be spending 16 hours every single day drinking margaritas on the beach? Hell no, you're not. Right? You're going to want other activities. You're going to want to go learn scuba diving. You're going to want to learn mountain back spelunking or whatever. The point is, you got to fill that with some kind of stress. So you want to replace the distress with eustress, right? It's right there. Well, that's basically what I'm teaching people. That's the whole point of the courses that I'm going into. I'm teaching people to free up that time, to put the work in early, free up that time, just free it up and start building stuff that you actually want to do, the eustress in your life. It's pretty cool. Anyways, the link for the free downloads in this on this video in the comments. Go ahead and give me a hashtag virtuous. I'm going to drop one in the comments as well. I do love this group, and I'm super glad. There's a couple guys that are diehards. I love you guys. You know who you are. You're always jumping in. I hope to see more people getting active like this. I really do appreciate it. And if anybody's looking for agency tricks on how to get high ticket clients, I also teach that in my course. Got a free mini course for anybody willing to take it. It's not free anymore. I'm sorry. I have a mini course. It was free. It's now $17, $17 mini course, pretty cheap. So you're more than welcome to take it. Plus I have the live trainings that you can jump on all the time. All right, guys. That's it. That's all I got tonight. Happy Tuesday. You had a few members in the group. Welcome today. And all right, we'll talk soon.